My name is Ayan Malik, and this story isn't about how I caught my wife cheating, it's about what she did right after. Most people in this situation expect tears, denial, maybe some guilt, or even fear. But when Sarah looked at me, when she realized I had seen everything, she didn't even flinch, she didn't cry. Instead, she smiled. It was a smile that hit me harder than any punch, harder than the betrayal itself. That smile told me a truth I was unready to face. I had already lost her long before that moment. And today, I'm going to tell you the whole story, every single detail. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss what happens next. 7 years ago, our love was the kind people envied. Late night chai on the rooftop, long walks in the winter fog, We shared everything. Dreams, fears, stupid jokes, even burnt parathas. Sarah, she was the kind of woman who lit up a room just by laughing. And I was the man who believed she would always be laughing with me. Back then, we didn't have much. Just a small rented apartment with hand-me-down furniture and 2 cheap, mismatched mugs we called our chai cups. But we had something so much better. We had each other. I still remember the night she leaned on my shoulder, whispering, "Ayan, promise me you'll never stop choosing us." I held her hand and said, "I will choose us every single day." I meant it. I just wish she had meant it too. What happened to us? Stick around to find out. Years went by, and life just got busier. More work, more bills, more responsibilities. And slowly, almost silently, Sarah started to change. It began with small things. Her laughter wasn't as long, her hugs were quicker, and our conversations felt colder. At first, I just thought she was stressed out, maybe tired, or dealing with something private. But then other signs appeared. She became so protective of her phone, always placing it face down. She changed her password. She'd leave the room every single time it vibrated. I told myself not to overthink it, that I trusted her. But one night, I saw her typing on her phone, smiling at the screen, a smile I hadn't seen directed at me in years. When I asked who she was talking to, she just said, "It's work, Ayan. You're overthinking again." I didn't push it. I just swallowed that uneasy feeling, not realizing it was the taste of betrayal. It all started about 3 months before the end. The signs were there, getting louder every day. Sarah started dressing up more, putting on more makeup, just radiating this new energy. At first I thought great, and I told her she looked amazing. But she wouldn't smile or even look at me. It was strange. Soon after, she was always busy with meetings, work trips, or client sessions. The excuses piled up. But the moment everything clicked, the moment that froze my heart, was when a friend casually mentioned seeing her at the mall with her gym instructor Danielle. I laughed it off, but inside, I felt this cold dread. That night, I asked her how her day was. She looked me right in the eye and lied. I didn't need any more proof. I knew that tone. It was the sound of her building a new life, one that I wasn't a part of. It happened on a Thursday. I came home early, exhausted, craving rest, and maybe, just maybe, hoping Sarah would smile at me again. But the house felt strange. Her perfume was in the air, too fresh. Her shoes were gone, her charger was missing, her favorite lipstick wasn't on the shelf. And then I saw it. Her tablet on the bed, still logged in, still synced to her phone. My hands trembled as I opened her messages. Photos, locations, dates, conversations filled with an intimacy I hadn't felt in years. My chest tightened so hard, I almost collapsed. Her last location pinged near a luxury apartment. I shouldn't have gone. I should have spared myself. But love makes you walk straight into your own destruction. I found the building, climbed the stairs, and there, through a half-open door, I saw her, laughing, leaning into another man's arms. That smirk when she saw me, that's what really broke me. I stepped inside, my body completely numb. "Sarah," I whispered. But she didn't even look away from Danielle. She didn't pull her hand back from his. Instead, she just said, so coldly, "Oh, you're here." My voice cracked. "Why, Sarah? Why would you do this?" She lifted her chin, her eyes emotionless. "Because I'm tired, Ayan. Tired of feeling alone. Tired of feeling invisible. You're never home. You're always busy." He listens to me. And Danielle, he just stood there with this arrogant look, like he'd won some competition I didn't even know I was in. I felt my soul tearing apart. Slowly, painfully. "Sarah, I would have fixed anything. All you had to do was tell me." She just shrugged. "You were too late." Those 3 words, they stabbed deeper than the betrayal itself. I didn't scream. I didn't fight. I didn't make a scene. I just turned and left broken, humiliated, and completely empty. Coming back home, the silence was deafening. Every single corner of this place screamed her name. The bed where we'd talked for hours, the photos we took, plastered on the wall. Even the stupid coffee mug she painted for me, sitting there on the counter. Her absence was a physical weight, heavier than her presence ever was. I just collapsed onto the floor, and I cried. Not the silent single-tear kind of cry. I'm talking about a full-on soul-crushing sob, the kind that rips through you when your entire world has just ended. All her promises, her laughter, her warmth, it all came rushing back. And then it hit me, this incredibly cruel thought. All this time, I was working so hard to build our future together, but she chose just building a future without me. 2 days later, Sarah came home. She wasn't apologetic, or ashamed, or guilty. She was just calm. She sat down across from me and said, "We can talk if you want, but don't make this dramatic." I looked into her eyes, searching for the woman I married, but all I saw was a stranger wearing her face. I said softly, "Sarah, you didn't break our marriage the day I caught you. You broke it long before that. You broke it in the silence, in the secrets, and in the distance you created between us." She just rolled her eyes. "You're overreacting. We can fix this." "No," I whispered. "You can fix it with him, not with me." I stood up, and for the first time in months, I felt light. Walking away wasn't defeat. It was freedom. Sometimes the hardest goodbyes lead to the best hellos. Months passed, and the pain started to heal. Months passed, and the pain started to heal. Slowly and heavily, but it healed. I went to therapy, reconnected with my family, and even started jogging. I started smiling again. Then, one evening, a message from a mutual friend popped up. "Bro, Danielle cheated on her with another client." My heart didn't race. It didn't ache. It felt nothing. A week later, Sarah was at my door, her eyes puffy and her voice shaky. "Ayan, I made a mistake. Can we try again?" I looked at her for a long moment, and then said gently, "Sarah, some doors stay closed. Not out of hate or anger, but because they no longer lead to home." She cried, but this time, her tears didn't move me. I had finally learned that sometimes losing someone isn't the end, it's the beginning of finding yourself. If this story touched your heart, hit that like button and subscribe for more. Comment, "I deserve better," if you've ever felt unseen. Remember, you deserve a love that chooses you every single day.